Hi everyone. After reading Daniel 2020 text as an entirety and the ACA Code of Ethics, I've gained a better understanding of who I am and what it means to me to be a professional counselor with a Christian worldview. When I think about the underpinnings of the Code of Ethics, they align with my Christian views. The professional values, such as number one, enhancing human development throughout the lifespan, show love. Show love, being patient and kind, gentle, not easily angered, keeping no record of wrongs. When I think about what it says as far as honoring diversity and embracing multicultural approach and support of the worth, dignity, and potential of others, I'm reminded of what Paul said in 1 Corinthians 10:32. He said, "Give no offense to Jews or to Greeks or to the church of God, just as I try to please everyone in everything I do, not seeking my own advantage, but that of many, that they may be saved." That is in line with honoring diversity. Also, promoting social justice. I'm reminded of what God says throughout the book of Isaiah, how we are to defend the fatherless and the widow. Safeguarding the integrity of the relationship, doing no harm, and being faithful to the end are all biblical truths and principles. And then practicing in a competent and ethical manner. Jesus always tells us to walk humbly and in truth. We have to honor our commitments. So these principles, they align well. The ACA Code of Ethics A.4.B is congruent with my spiritual convictions. However, at first, when I read the code, how a counselor cannot impose their values, their beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors onto the client, and they must lay aside or bracket their values to empower the clients in their goals and values, it felt counterintuitive to me and to my identity as a Christian and as a disciple of Christ, to go and make disciples of nations and teaching them to do as he has commanded. In fact, in the book, in the text, Daniel 2020, the question was raised on page 4. It says, if I can't refuse to see clients or refer clients whose values conflict with my own, and I can't bring my own values to the professional relationship, then as a Christian, can I and how do I work within those parameters? That question was a deep question. I realized that I'm okay with not forcing or imposing my views on others. I'm okay with that. I'm okay completely with that. What I struggled and I wrestled with is laying aside my values and being one to support and encourage a client's values or behaviors that may be contrary to the Bible. When I read that and I thought about the question, I had to read over the Daniel text a couple of times, and then it helped me see the bigger picture. And then it clicked in my head about how God is amazing and that everything we do is out of love. When I think about how the Lord, he stepped down from heaven, he became a man, he humbled himself, he laid aside his own life as an act of total obedience to the will of the Father. When I think about that love, I, as his disciple, can lay aside my presumptions about how to do his will and trust God to move in clients' hearts. When I think about the other codes, there was one code that I still have conflict with, and the code that I am struggling with is the A.6.B about extending counseling boundaries. I struggle with that. The code says counselors consider the risk and benefits of extending current counseling relationships beyond conventional parameters. And then the code gives examples of like attending a wedding or visiting a client's ill family member. What came to my mind is, how do I respond when I have a client in my office who I'm counseling, but also has dire needs of food, for instance, or for Christmas? And I know that my church has a ministry that addresses those needs. How do I keep those separate? And so that was a struggle to figure that out. But I realized that these rules and these guidelines are looking at the bigger picture to do no harm to our clients. So how would I address that if that was to come up? I think constantly just staying well informed of the changes of the ethical codes, consultation with my supervisor, and examining myself, making sure that I'm adhering to the rules is going to be key. Also, I think about finding resources or finding other ways that can supplement those needs, and giving the client the resources will help in that issue. Thank you so much. Bye.